everyone. Hello, welcome to this week's Energy Insights. I'm Jackie Ellis from JackieEllis.com. I am a intuitive mentor and guide and Reiki master. I see energy and I help people decode the energy within them so that they can transform their lives into a life that they love. This week's energy insight for August 15th to the 21st is has me pretty excited. It really ties into the energy insights that I was given for the month of August, and transformation's going to happen. Transformation is definitely going to happen this month, or this week. It's really going to get started if people choose to allow that transformation to impact their lives in a positive way. And I want you to really feel into that, how that means for you. Not everything I'm going to say today may impact your life, but it may impact people that you know. It also might impact you in ways that you didn't realize it was going to impact you, because a lot of times I'm given a message, even for myself, and I'll be like, yeah, I do that all the time. And then all of a sudden, when I go and reflect back on what I was being guided that I was going to experience, it meant something that I didn't expect it to mean. And it was had much more breadth to it and much more fulfilling energy to it than I ever thought possible, which is really what this week is. The energy within this week is really bringing forth for everyone. So I want you to, there's about 3 messages that I've been given, and I'll expand on those messages and really dig deep as to what I've been shown they mean, what that could mean for different people, and really kind of give you some nuggets as to how to step into your inner warrior again, because the week of the waxing quarter moon, which is August 15th to 21st, is really the week of the lower chakras. So we're in this area here, which is the domain of boundaries, our will, support, the limits, resources, and space that we hold within our lives. And it's really stepping into our life and having the confidence and the courage to be able to really align with our inner warrior and get stuff done. Hold ourselves with integrity and honor and respect, as well as holding other people with integrity, honor, and respect as they're on their own journey. So with that being said, the very first message that I was given for this waxing quarter moon week was move with confidence. Move with confidence. And it really ties, I love this because it ties into the some of the messages that came through in the monthly energy insight. That's another video that's available, or another podcast episode that's available as well. What this means is move with confidence is we're going to be feeling higher vibrational energies. And when we have those higher vibrational energies moving through us, we will feel the need to, or the urge to take action. We will feel the urge to move and get going on those intentions that we've set for the month. And absolutely do that. When you have those thoughts, when you have those urges, take those steps forward, because like the monthly energy with the messages in the monthly energies, is you are supported no matter what pathway you take. No matter what pathway you take, you will be supported. And have the confidence to know that you are supported through this. have that's what the inner warrior does for us. The inner warrior gives us the confidence and the courage to know that we are supported and that we have the resources that we need, and that we can create the space that we want, and still be able to hold ourselves with highest respect and honor, as well as allowing the people that matter to us, or even the other people that come into our life, respecting them and honoring them in their journey as well. When you feel, the inner warrior guides us. Our inner warrior always guides us into knowing when we need to take those lower self moment, those lower energetic moments. No, that's not the right word either, because that could be construed to something else. Our inner warrior always tells us when we need to slow down. There we go. Slow down in order to hear what we need to hear, to know what we need to do intuitively. And sometimes those moments are moments of self-care, and they don't necessarily have to be a full-on bubble bath, like when you have little kids around and the family needs you. It's hard to even go to the bathroom without them coming in, right? So sometimes those self-care moments are just like stepping outside and breathing the fresh air and feeling the sun on your face for like just a few moments, just to collect your thoughts, right? But it's also, your inner warrior knows when to take action. It uses our sacral to tell us how that something feels right. And it uses our solar plexus to tell us when the timing is right, when to take action now. And it is exploring those and understanding how those feel within our bodies, so that we can move forward with confidence and courage, and know that we've got this. There is something to consider in this aspect, though, is when sometimes we feel like we are being bombarded with ideas. So I want you to, in that moment, to write those ideas down and then reflect on what matters to you, in like what you're going to work on now. Choose. Again, whatever path you take, you are supported. So, but if you are being guided to work on something, so say you got a message that, like I did just now, I have a really bad habit of sitting with my toes, with my feet, with my toes touching the floor. And I've been personally finding that my Achilles have been shortened. And so when I get up to walk after being at my desk for a while, then I start to, it's painful. It's painful. So I've been really trying to be more mindful of how my feet are while I'm sitting at my desk, and stretching my Achilles throughout the day, so that I can not be in so much pain all the time. It's little things like that. So when I was sitting here just a few moments ago, all of a sudden I got this thought: put your feet flat on the ground. And so I did. I didn't push it aside. I just took action. So sometimes those actions aren't huge, mind-blowing, my life is going to change moments, but they are little things that are protecting your health, that are taking care of your well-being in ways that matter, ways that move you. Because if my Achilles hurt, I don't do my exercising. I don't go to my basement, my gym in my basement, and I don't do that because I'm hurting. So what I've noticed is when I've really are more mindful of how I'm sitting and stretching out my Achilles, then I've got more energy. I'm more comfortable going down to the gym and doing something when I'm not already in pain already. Little things. Little things, right? And those little things add up and make big changes in your life. So I want you to really look at, be mindful of those thoughts and those urges and take action on them. If you find yourself wanting to delay, why are you wanting to delay? Where's the resistance there? Is there resistance? Is it you just going, no, this matters more than me, more than this one? That's fine. Again, whatever pathway you choose, you're always supported. But if you are delaying something out of doubt, out of fear, out of procrastination or perfectionism, then that is powerlessness energy, and that's when we are going to be showing that we need to step back into our inner warrior and take the action that we need to take. So it's just being mindful, right? Are we delaying it because we've been working like constantly and we haven't been taking care of ourselves as much as we should have? So we need to slow down for a bit, for a moment or two, to collect our thoughts, to collect our energies so that we aren't as scattered. That's stepping into our inner power. There's a difference. Energetically, there's a difference. So it's really looking at and being honest with yourself about why you are delaying something. Make sense? Hope so. The next message that came through is detach from drama. Ooh. Now, when I felt into why this could be, I was really showing that, this week, because we are in our lower chakra week, a lot of fears, a lot of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of failure, fear of something being too risky, or feeling like you're being attacked or people are taking from you. Again, boundaries, right? That stuff added to generational beliefs that we grew up with, that we lived with, that we have integrated in our life in many ways. Those things bring up lots of times controlling energy, where we feel like we have to control everything, control expectations on how situations need to pan out for us to be happy. The victim energy is very much ingrained in that as well, where we feel like everything's happening to us, and we have no control over the situation, or we are being attacked by other people. And when and that can create drama. It can create drama in our life, and if we're not aware of the patterns, right? And so it's really knowing, being able to recognize when that happens, to be able to see the patterns and then step back into our power, so that we can come out of that powerlessness energy and really start alchemizing the energy and changing our life in very positive ways. When we do this, when we notice ourselves in those situations, so very common situations is when we feel disempowered, or we find ourselves disempowering another person, or disempowering ourselves, beating ourselves up. There's generally some sort of boundary issue there, something that needs to, because we've pushed aside our own feelings, because we didn't trust ourselves in some way. And when we did that, we energetically pushed aside the boundary that we could have had and allowed all of that to come to us. It is feeling like we have to do everything ourselves. It's feeling like we take up too much space. It's like feeling like, you need to ask permission all the time to do anything. And there may be situations where someone is very much controlling in our life. They assert their boundaries, or they really don't have any boundaries at all, so they don't expect you to have boundaries either. And it is understanding that you have the ability to have boundaries. You have, just knowing that is a boundary in itself. So it is understanding what you need to hold yourself with the highest integrity, the highest respect, and the highest honor that you can give yourself. But at the same time, not doing it out of anger and fear in the situation, but it's just standing in your power. And when you feel angry, when you feel fearful, when you feel worried, when there's anxiety there, that is the lower vibrational energy that's signaling to you that you have the power to step back into your inner warrior, and it's finding ways to do that that honor yourself. And that might mean stepping away from the relationship at that moment. That might mean stepping away from that relationship for a longer period of time. But it also might mean that just pausing and seeing whether or not it's an ish you or an ish me is powerful enough to go, okay, this is my trigger. It's an ish me, so I need some space right now to deal with it. And it's being able to tell the other person that. It's being able to tell the other person that, I don't feel comfortable talking about this specific topic. Can we change the subject? This is not who I want to be anymore. Can we change the subject? And it's or it's not engaging in that conversation as much as you used to. And being okay with that. It is when you find yourself in those situations, and the brain, you can the moment you step into your inner warrior and assert those boundaries and respect those boundaries and understand, have the confidence and courage to make those changes in your life, you're alchemizing the energy that has been within you for a long time. And when you're doing that, your brain can sometimes send you down a spiral where you may not feel like you have the power to do this, that you are the old you, where you allow people to just do whatever, because you never felt like you had the power to be able to have a boundary. You never thought it was possible to even have a boundary. You never thought it was possible for you to actually create a life that you could create. And that's not how you feel anymore. That's not the belief that you hold anymore. And so it's reminding your brain, it's rewiring your brain to step in, that you're stepping into your inner warrior again, and you are doing what you need to do for you. When I do this, I will often do a to stop the negative loop. I will do an affirmation alchemizing rant per se, and it's I will let my brain know that I hear it. I will talk to myself. I hear you. I understand what you're trying to tell me. I do. But I also know that this is what I want. I also know this is what I can do. I also know that I'm being the change that I need to be. I know that I am master of my space, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I know that I am responsible for my well-being. And I'm doing what I can when I know what I can. This is what I know. No one and nothing has power over me. I am being the change that I need. And I will say words like that strengthen me, that give me the courage to do what I need to do, to stop my brain from doing the spiral. And when I say those alchemizing affirmations in an exacting tone, I can feel when I hit the right tone, when I hit the right words, when I hit the right tone and words, I feel the energy flowing through me. It's like a wave of goosebumps. It is a physical healing reaction. And each time I make those choices in my journey, each time I do things like that, I am shifting and alchemizing old energy that is long, 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 long ago energy, without having to feel old trauma and pain again, without having to feel like this is how I need to live my life, that I have no, like the writings on the wall, I will always be this way. No. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that I am different than I was 5 years ago. I am different than I was a year ago. I am different than I was last week. And I'm okay with that. Because it's my journey. And I can tell you that I have seen people who have done this, that have changed their lives, and they are not the people they were 6 months ago. They were not the people that they were a month ago. And they are unlocking things in their life that they never thought possible, that they never dreamed of. That's how powerful alchemizing this weighted lower energy, this powerlessness energy really is. Because it starts shifting and transforming your life in ways that you never thought possible. Which brings me to the last message that I got. You know, this month is about transformation and like massive transformative energies coming through. So this, if you choose to step into your inner warrior and choose to really develop the relationship that you need with that inner warrior within you, that we all have, then you will start to transform your life and emerge with more confidence and grace and courage. the message that came through was, you are more than this. You are more than this life you've been living. You are more than this life you've been living. You are more than this life you've been living. You know, a new vision for your life is possible if you believe it. You know, as children, we saw things with wonder and amazement. If you look at a child's face, every color that they look at, every sound they hear, every feeling they get is with just pure joy and amazement. Just wonder. They feel the magic in the air. They feel the magic in their life. They experience life in magical ways. And that's really what the feeling that we can have again. We can we naturally feel the energies within people. When we walk into a room and we are around people, there's people in the room that are high vibe and having fun and laughing and enjoying themselves and expressing love to people, and they love themselves with deep love. You feel that. You feel that, and it naturally draws you to them. But if you walk into a room and someone's negative and lower vibration, and they're angry all the time, and they're negative, and they're just pissed off at the world, and they think everything that happens to them is just everybody else's fault, and you naturally don't want to be around them, because you can feel that energy bumping up against you, and it's like, it's triggering for a lot of people, right? So that's natural. Feeling energies, because we are energetic beings, right? Some of us growing up may have actually experienced being able to feel shifts in rooms, like feel other energetic beings in the room, or even seeing other energetic beings in the room, you know, ancestors that had long passed. But we forgot about that. We forgot about it, that those experiences that we had as children, we forgot about. And that might come up this week. It may come up this month, where we you know, the old conditionings, we were conditioned to stop believing. We were conditioned to look outside of ourselves for evidence before we believed. And stop trusting ourselves and stop wondering what's possible. We were conditioned to stop seeing the magic within our life. Right? And some of us have stopped seeing the wonder and beauty of the uniqueness of everything around us. You know, it'd be really boring if every tree and every flower looked exactly the same. The exact same branches in the exact same direction, the exact same number of leaves, in the exact same color. Life would be boring. But even nature is abundant in its uniqueness. You can plant flowers, and not every flower comes up looking exactly the same. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It blooms in its own way. And so I want you to start thinking about that, and what that means for you in your journey. You know, when I explored this more is like when I started going deeper into what this meant in how we might be able to see at a deeper level what's possible for us. I was reminded that we often are experiencing effects within our body and our mental health that are just messages that it's time to deal with what we need to deal with. It is the dis-ease within us is a sign that we have ignored our thoughts and feelings for far too long. That we're not seeing the opportunities and the growth opportunities that we're being asked to heal from. And a lot of times we may feel like we don't have, our brain is scared to go down that road because it thinks that you have to re-experience the trauma again, but you don't have to. That's the power of shadow alchemy, in that all the energy is connected. So when you find yourself in powerlessness, you don't need to relive all of the trauma of being abused or abandoned or rejected. You can just step into your power and start alchemizing that energy again. It is noticing, like the dis-ease that we've allowed in our body, that we are feeling in our body, is often we were conditioned to believe that the only way to heal from that was from a pill or from a bottle. And a lot of the Western, general accepted methods of releasing that dis-ease or healing that dis-ease is very much a surface fix. It doesn't go deeper than just releasing the tension in our body or masking or treating the symptoms. When we go deeper and explore what it means to us, what that physical and mental dis-ease could be, when we allow ourselves to go deeper and really explore what the thoughts and feelings that we had pushed aside, we get to the root and we change our lives for the better. We start to transform our lives in ways that matter. Don't get me wrong, massages are wonderful. I love a good massage. But I can tell you, one of the best massages I've ever had, one of the best masseuses I've ever had, did Reiki. And I'll give you an example. So she noticed that my hands, I went to her because I was having neck and back tension. She noticed my hands were clenched, and they were relaxed. That was their natural relaxed state because I held tension in my hands. And she goes, "Do you get sinus infections?" I'm like, "Yeah, I get sinus infections probably about 3-4 times a year. Have to go to the doctor, get the medication, whatever, take time off work. She goes, yeah. She goes, it's because you hold tension in your hands. So she gave me some very, very good exercises to be aware and be mindful of when I'm holding tension in my hands. She didn't get into the whole mindset stuff like I do now, but it's understanding those connections. And when I started being more mindful of how I was holding tension within my hands and taking care of myself in a better way around that situation, I haven't had a single sinus infection since. And there's no coincidences to that. None at all. None at all. The week that we're going into can be polarizing and challenging at times for people. And I want you to know that you have the power to step into your inner warrior. And a lot of times people will think that the inner warrior is very in your face and combative and angry and hurtful to other people, and that's not the case. That's not the case at all. You can be kind to another person while still asserting your boundaries. You have the power to say, no, that's not for me. You have the power to say, you know what, I'm triggered right now, and I need some time. I need some time to process what I'm going through right now. Or now's not the time to be talking about this, and I respect you, but we need to set this aside right now because this other stuff is going on that's more important. And it's being able to do that and honoring yourself and respecting the other person at the same time, knowing that they're on their own journey. They are on their own journey, but that journey doesn't necessarily have to include you. And if you make that choice, you need to be okay with that choice. And honor yourself while doing it. And you can distance yourself in a way that you're giving them the space to work through what they need to work through. And then when they're ready to come back, or when you feel like it's time for you to bring them more into your life again, then you can do that. That's your choice. That's you flexing a boundary. You've got this. You've got this. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on this episode of our Energy Insights for August 15th to the 21st. If this video resonated with you in any way, I'd really appreciate if you could share the love by sharing this video. If you feel like this video would help someone else, please share this video to those people. Even if you don't know if it will resonate with anyone in your life specifically, you never know what people are going through in the background. in their own, behind their own doors. So sharing this video might help someone else. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you feel compelled that you'd like and can buy me even a $5 coffee, it's a virtual coffee. I use these funds actually not for coffee, but to help support my family, and to help me be able to continue making content like this for people like you. The Soul Talk membership is a new membership, a passion project for mine, where it's a community that I'm building that is really supportive of your journey and allowing you to soul align your life in ways that matter to you, and really step into a life that you can know that you are being the change that you need for your own life. The membership information is in the link below. Until next time, thank you for being here along the journey. Thank you for joining me along my journey, and be simply you.